There's a new game called Silent Tennis. It's like regular tennis, but without the racket. The film opens with footage from the 1987 conflict in Iraq, showing shocking scenes of deceased individuals. Next, we see a character named Latif Yahia driving a vehicle. This is followed by additional scenes of warfare, with Latif appearing in some. He is eventually brought to a specific place. Latif is called to the residence of Saddam Hussein, the leader of Iraq. As an officer in the Iraqi army, Latif is traveling to Baghdad in his military attire, obeying orders from Uday, Saddam Hussein's son. Arriving at the residence, Latif is led to a room, where to his surprise, Uday joins him, offering cigarettes and a drink. Uday reminisces about their time at school, claiming they were pals, but Latif corrects him, saying they were just classmates. In their talk, Uday shows a newspaper with Saddam Hussein's photo, asking if Latif recognizes him. Latif knows Saddam, but Uday reveals the man in the picture is actually Saddam's look-alike, Fawaz al-Emari. Uday suggests that Latif could be his body double, saying they look alike. Given a day to think it over, Latif strongly refuses, stating he can't give up his own identity. Angered, Uday leaves, and his guards escort Latif to a jail where he is tortured and heavily pressured to change his mind. The main conflict centers on the plan to use Latif as a stand-in for Uday, Saddam's son. The following day, Uday goes to the prison to check on Latif's decision. Latif defiantly spits at Uday. Unbothered, Uday tells his advisor, Munem, to force Latif to agree. Munem warns Latif he has just 5 minutes to change his mind, or his family will suffer grave consequences. Threatened with his family's safety, Latif agrees under duress. Following this, Uday's assistant, Yassem, starts guiding Latif, explaining the duties and tasks he needs to perform. Yassem shows Latif around Uday's living areas, his rooms, and his clothes. In the evening, when Latif tries to call his family, Munem steps in, telling him he's not allowed to make such calls. Latif shares his worry about his family, saying he wants to write a letter to his mom every week. He points out that without contact, his family might think he's died in Iran. Munem bluntly states that as far as Uday is concerned, Latif is already dead to his family as Uday has no plans to let him go back. The following day, 2 German doctors come to examine Latif. They study his face and perform surgeries to make him look like Uday. After the surgeries, Uday tells Latif to copy his smile and hairstyle. Munem gives Latif a file with Uday's life story to learn. Latif also gets a new wardrobe filled with fancy suits just like Uday's. A friend of Uday visits Latif, giving him videos of harsh interrogations and torture. The purpose is to teach Latif about the punishment for those who defy the government. Shocked by the horrible videos, Latif leaves the room. When Munem asks why he left so suddenly, Latif, troubled by his conscience, says he can't be part of such harshness. Munem defends these actions as necessary against criminals and traitors, calling them enemies of Iraq. Latif leaves, upset, struggling with the moral challenges of his new role. At night, Uday brings Latif to a nightclub and introduces him to Sarrab, one of Uday's partners. Uday lies, saying Latif is his brother. Sarrab finds Latif appealing and chats with him. She tries to impress him by dancing. Finding a chance when no one is watching, Latif slips out of the club and drives away in Uday's Ferrari to see his family. When Uday finds out Latif is gone, he sends his guards to look for him. Latif reaches his family's home, just as Uday's guards are leaving. They catch Latif and take him to Uday, who harshly beats him, stressing the importance of discipline to avoid disorder. After Latif gets better, he starts to act violently like Uday. Munem sees this change and approves of it. Next, Latif is brought to meet President Saddam Hussein. In the president's office, Saddam happily greets Latif as if he were another son. Leaving the office, Latif sees Saddam's double, Fawaz, and Saddam's younger son, Hussein. Uday's brother realizes Latif is pretending to be someone else. Uday and Latif go to a meeting with leaders from Kuwait. Latif welcomes the leaders and asks Uday to speak to them. After Latif leaves the room, a young boy mistakes him for Uday Hussein and attacks him. The guards step in, shooting the boy to save Latif. Latif survives, but Uday is furious and blames the Kuwaitis, accusing them of stealing oil from Iraq. Uday promises revenge, believing his father will deal with them. Alone with Munem, Latif talks about how Uday is crazy and dangerous. Munem knows Uday is unstable but doesn't see a way out of the situation. Then we see scenes from the Battle of Kuwait, showing Iraq's attack on Kuwait. Meanwhile, Uday's cruel behavior is highlighted as he takes a 14-year-old girl from the street, forcing her to go with him to a party. At the party, Uday gives the girl something that makes her pass out. During the party, Kamel, a close friend of Uday's father, jokingly criticizes Uday for his behavior with the young girl. Uday gets angry, insults, and yells at Kamel. Drunk, Kamel shoots an AK-47 into the air. Uday, with the drugged girl in his room, tells Kamel to stop. Kamel insists he's loyal only to Saddam Hussein, making Uday even angrier. Uday then stabs and shoots Kamel, killing him in front of everyone. The following morning, Uday's guard gets rid of the lifeless body of the young girl. Saddam is furious about his son's actions. He goes to the hospital where Uday is being treated by doctors because he took too many sleeping pills. Saddam attacks him and tries to castrate him, but a doctor steps in and saves Uday's life. The film then shows the United States Army attacking Iraq to force Saddam Hussein to pull his troops out of Kuwait as the Gulf War continues. One night, Latif is busy practicing a speech for Iraqi soldiers when Sarrab comes to his room unexpectedly. At first, Latif doesn't want her there, but they start talking, and eventually, Sarrab asks for a kiss. Latif, drawn to her, gives in to their attraction, leading to a romantic moment. The next day, Latif goes to a military base to see President Saddam, but he meets Saddam's double instead. The double tells him to go to another city to give a speech to the soldiers to lift their spirits. Latif quickly goes to the front line, where the soldiers greet him warmly. His speech inspires and motivates them. On their way back, they get ambushed, and someone tries to kill Latif. During the escape, a bullet hits Latif's hand, badly hurting his little finger. In the hospital, he finds out that his finger might need to be cut off. When Uday hears about this, he gets angry, worried that if Latif loses his finger, Uday would have to cut off his own to keep looking alike. Uday hurries to the hospital, threatening the doctors to save his finger. As the Iraqi army is defeated and pulls out of Kuwait, Uday goes to a wedding with Latif and their guards. Seeing the bride, Uday orders his servant to bring her to him. This leads to a terrible event where he attacks her, and sadly, she ends up taking her own life. Latif, who sees this awful act, can't take it anymore and angrily faces Uday. But the guards step in, pointing a gun at Latif's face to stop him. Uday, eager to keep his power, states he will never let Latif go. That night, Latif talks to Sarrab about how he regrets not taking stronger action against Uday. Sarrab comforts him, reminding him that he's different from Uday. Later, the father of the young girl Uday hurt comes to Uday's office, demanding justice for his daughter. Uday tricks Latif into talking to the grieving father while Uday listens secretly from another room. The man accuses Uday of causing harm in Iraq and calls him a criminal. In anger, Uday says the girl was no good, but her father strongly disagrees, calling him a liar and spitting on him. Uday orders Latif to kill the man, but Latif refuses, saying Uday is to blame for the girl's death. Latif challenges Uday to either kill the man himself or deal with the consequences. Recognizing his dependence on Latif, Uday doesn't kill him, showing the complicated relationship between them. After this, Latif decides to take control and tries to end his life by cutting his wrists. Uday first laughs but then becomes worried when he sees Latif bleeding and calls his guards. They leave him near his family's house, thinking he died in the war. Surprisingly, Latif is alive, and his family brings him inside to care for his serious injuries. The next day, Yassem comes to their house to invite Latif to Uday's birthday party. Latif's dad, proud of his son's strength, tells him to leave the country and escape Uday's control. Latif is scared of what Uday might do to his family and doesn't want to leave. Despite Latif's worries, his father suggests he go to the party and wait for the right time. When Latif gets to the club where Uday's birthday is being held, Uday is happy to see him come back. Even though Uday tells him to stay, Latif says he's leaving and dares Uday to shoot him if he wants to stop him. Uday shoots at him but misses, and Latif shoots back. Latif and Sarrab make their way to the basement using the elevator and encounter a guard there. Latif takes the guard's weapon, and despite Sarrab's urging to kill him, chooses not to, stating he's not like Uday. They then escape in a car, getting away from Uday. When Uday learns they've escaped, he confronts the guard in the basement, scolding him for not stopping Latif, and hits him in frustration. Meanwhile, Latif and Sarrab successfully leave Iraq and find shelter in a city in Malta. At a hotel in Malta, they are shocked when Uday calls them, demanding Latif return to Baghdad, threatening harm to his family. Latif wonders how Uday found them, and Sarrab reveals Uday's widespread connections in Malta. She also tells Latif she has a daughter in Iraq with her sister and asks for his help to reunite them. Upset that Sarrab didn't mention her daughter earlier, Latif quickly leaves the hotel. Uday sends an assassin to eliminate Latif, but the attempt fails. Outside, Latif confronts Sarrab. Having learned from the hotel's phone records that she had been in contact with Uday, Sarrab, scared for her daughter's safety, says she was trying to reach her sister. Feeling betrayed, Latif tells her to take some money from their hotel room and leave. After cutting ties with her, Latif goes back to his room. Uday calls again, saying his father is with him in his office. Latif's father, speaking to him, tells him to do what Uday wants. He then disowns Latif, saying he won't be his son if he returns. Sadly, Uday then kills Latif's father. Latif goes to Jordan and finds the man whose bride Uday had harmed, resulting in her death. They decide to take down Uday together. Back in Baghdad, they wait in a crowded market where Uday is trying to attract young girls. With Munem's help, they attack when Uday's car stops. In the chaos, Uday's guards fight back, leading to the death of the man with Latif. Latif gets near Uday's car and tries to shoot him in the head. A girl with Uday stops him from making the deadly shot. Latif then shoots Uday in the lower body and belly. While trying to run away, Latif is caught by Uday's guards, one of whom is the same guard Latif had earlier decided not to harm. Unexpectedly, this guard allows Latif to leave. As Uday is in agony and seriously injured, his guards call for an ambulance. Uday had been hit 17 times but survived. He was crippled for the rest of his life and, according to popular belief, rendered impotent. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.